Welcome back, everyone. In the last episode, Jakar was about to come to the Autumnwatch Tower, which I've gone ahead and gone right up to without, off camera. Okay, that's a lie, not off camera. I tried to record this, from going literally about there to here, but some things happened that were very strange, and my commentary was also kind of meh, so I decided to just literally just load this save and continue on from here. Because you really didn't miss much, just killed a bear and a saber cat. That's about it. Alright, you two, be careful. The dragon could swoop down at any time. Why are you just standing all the way over there? That's a bug. A very bad bug. That isn't good. Oh, there we go. That's weird. They took a while to start following. Whatever. Maybe they were hesitating, like, Jakar, are you sure about this? Especially Jade. Anum-La probably would, not be all that scared. She seems pretty fearless to me, but Jade I could see hanging back like, what are we doing, Jakar? Alright, there's the beast. I keep right-clicking as if to draw my bow, because I forget this is a crossbow and I forgot how to work this thing. And you only can right-click after left-clicking to zoom in and stuff, which is just weird. I really wish it worked the same way as a bow, where you press right-click to load it, load the crossbow as if you were drawing back a string. But no, the developers decided it'd be cooler if you left-click to do that and confuse the hell out of all the players. 'Cause yeah, but anyway. Give me that poison so I can poison this mofo. Yes. Dang it. I think I missed and wasted the poison. I may not have. Alright, you two, we can do this. Jade, I believe in you. May your arrow strike true. Dang it, I think I keep missing this darn thing. And I keep getting frost blast in the face, and that ain't good. Right, I'm probably going to die if he does that again, and he's probably about to, so where the heck is my healing potion? Wow, I'm not there today. Alright. Oh, there we go. He was focusing on something else. Good, because that second frost blast may have killed me. Well, I think I actually got him there, I'm not sure though. But man, his health is depleting quite slowly. He is a blood dragon though, it's not just a common dragon. It's like the second level, I think, possibly the third. This definitely feels like a bit of a boss fight, which I guess is what the dragons are supposed to feel like. But sometimes they're a bit too easy to be considered as such. That is a bug. It seemed to have... Oh, wait, did someone, like, shoot its wing or something and bring it down? And I don't think that was me either. We'll say that's Jade, just to, give Jakar another reason to, say that she's doing a lot better than she thought she would. We did it, you two. Especially you, Jade. I think you brought it down that one time. See? You are much more competent than you thought you were. Maybe being a priest tomorrow is not your thing. Possibly being an adventurer is better for you. Yes, and, this may, unnerve you, but, well, it is something I wasn't thinking about the fact that, Jade didn't know about the dragon soul, and I just thought of that, but let's just say that, I don't know. Let's see, dragon bones, I mean, those things are heavy as hell, but they're also quite valuable. 246 or 385, and we've got Anum-La to carry stuff for us, so, and a dwarven helmet of magicka, also quite heavy, but also quite valuable. And arrows and bolts. I will take all those, thank you. See, Jade, you are not hopeless. I'm curious, Jade. There must be a reason you still use the name of Jade.
As I said, that's how most people in Riften know me. Dinya suggested I drop the name as a symbolic gesture, but I feel like that would be running away from who I was, and what I'd done.
I see. Very noble of you. Why did you join the Thieves
Do you
Guild?
want the short answer or the long one?
Well, I like long stories. Take your time.
It all goes back to my childhood. For most people, it always does. I grew up an only child, cloistered from the other children. My parents were obsessed with wealth, and while I was never left wanting for anything, I felt like I had no one to talk to. As trivial as it sounds, the guild gave me a sense of belonging I never had, and the brothers and sisters I always wanted. We were family.
Interesting. That is quite a different way to think about thieving. I too turned to thieving as a young Khajiit, but I, I suppose having everything you want is, a boring way to live, to be honest. There's nothing to strive for, I suppose that makes sense, really. I think this is shining a new light on how Jakar thinks about morality. I mean, she stole for a living, and she didn't need to. I mean, Jakar felt like he needed to steal to get anything he wanted, but she got almost everything she wanted except, friends and a place to belong, and that's what, she feels the guild brought her, so he needs to think about this. He's kind of conflicted now. I mean, she always thought that the Thieves Guild were all full of evil, backstabbing scum, but she just wanted a place to belong,
I can pick
found
locks,
it, then
but I
realized
won't
what she
do
was
crime,
doing was wrong,
if that
and
makes sense.
wow, Jakara did not think that kind of person would join the guild and also leave and try to reconcile for her past. He's very impressed by what she's trying to do. Let's see. Tell me about your
We lived
childhood.
in a large house, as big as a palace and filled with emptiness. As a child, I did everything I could to escape it. I would be in my room praying when the peals of laughter came echoing from beyond the wall. I ran into the courtyard and nearly knocked over a servant as she planted redworts in the garden. I still recall everything about that moment. I remember the squealing children, the summer sun, aromas wafting from the garden. I clutched onto a vine of hanging moss and with what little strength I had, managed to scale the wall. I ran into the street and flagged down the other children, but they all looked at me like I was a billy.
Why do you think they reacted
It
that
might
way?
have been the clothes. It could have been I was a stranger. At the time, though, none of that mattered. All it was another rejection.
I see. Don't seem to care for what you used to do anymore.
I guess it's because I never was a thief. It's not that I didn't have the skills, mind you. When I was a child, my parents would lock me in the library and hope I would study. That was the extent of their parenting. Naturally, these were no ordinary laws. They were based on dwarven craftsmanship, as complex and mysterious as the path to love.
So how did you develop your skills? By the way, this is so un-Mara follower-like, this response, so we're definitely skipping right over
Well,
that.
what my parents neglected was how vast their collection was, and not all books were educational in the way they implied. I studied the craft of lockpicking, and nothing else. I learned about the mechanisms behind them, and how to feel for the point of zero vibration. Eventually, I could not only exit the library, but enter the armory, and when I was ready, escape the city entirely.
I see. I do not know if I would go to such lengths being raised in wealth like that, but if all your parents did to parent you was lock you in the library, think you would study, I suppose I would try to escape from that. I mean, like, she has such a different past from Jakar that he doesn't really understand her reasoning behind things, but he still thinks he would do the same thing in her shoes, I think that's enough of a little chat for now. I will continue this conversation later, but it's getting late, and we need to find some place to camp. I believe that right here in this tower is a good enough shelter as any, really. If we can find a way into the darn place, because it seems to be precariously positioned, the entrance to this tower. Yeah, I see. You go up here and cross this little bridge thing, and I hope that their AI did not just, like, have a brain fart trying to get over here. Anum-La figured it out. Oh, they both figured it out. Coolidge. Coolidge, Coolidge, Coolidge.
But the best part about winter is it's a storm away from spring.
Oh, I see. You said earlier that, spring is filled with Mara's love, and, I suppose because thinking of Mara's love brings you shame because of your failure as a priest of Mara, that you do not like spring, then I think I am getting in your head, but I am not sure. Yeah, Jakar doesn't really understand almost anything about Jade. She's very intriguing to him, but also quite disturbing in many ways. Alright, you two. There's actually a fire roaring down here already, and a cooking pot here. So, hopefully I can fit our tent in here, and then we'll, have a night's rest, eh? Right, so let's set up the tent, hopefully. Hopefully we have enough room in here to do so. So, drop the tent. I actually kind of forget how to drop things. Oh yeah, it's F. There we go. Pitch it. Right. So I'm looking for, place near the fire here. Still in the tower, not clipping with anything, which may be quite difficult because it's kind of a small space, but just makes sense that we would set it up here. Alright, so it's clipping with the walls like a mofo, but it's fine. Works. Oh, oops. I did not mean to cancel the placement. I have not played Skyrim in a while, and placing frostfall tents is one of the most finicky, annoying things in this entire game, and I've always sucked at it. And I've never really seen any Let's Player be good at it, so yeah. But the mod is well coded mostly. There's just a few little finicky things that are probably more game engine, more faults of the game engine than the mod itself. Pitch tent here, indeed. Right. So I actually think that's not clipping with anything this time. I may be wrong, but it works. And let's say we have a third bedroll in there. I think it can fit a third bedroll. There isn't, but let's just say that it's a thing. I just realized that Jade may be suffering from hunger and thirst because she's a follower, and I have the follower needs thing enabled.
Let's stay in the shadows.
So
Never
maybe
know
I
who you'll run into otherwise.
should have. Maybe I should give her some food. She'll probably make use of it if I do. The thing is, I don't have much food, but I mean, he brought her along. I mean, seriously, look at our dwindling supplies here. Man, I mean, let's just say that. Oh, okay. So he has 2 more water skins left. He will say that until the morning. 2 more water skin drinks left, I guess I should say. Alright, you two, we're camping here for the night. Actions, relax. Let's say that, Jade is cooking food for herself here. Right, so, lie down. And, come on. Oh yeah, that's right. I use my bedroll again. Sleep. And, alright, so it's 10 p.m., and if I slept for, say... Oh, whoa, that's way too much. If I slept for, say... Okay, 12 hours would be 10, 9, 8, 7... 7 a.m. bright and early. 9 hours is good. So, this morning, we shall...
And more importantly, how love takes many forms.
You know, with all your pessimism, you do have quite a few words of optimistic wisdom here and there, Jade. You do have hope, after all. You just don't seem to realize it. Right, so... let's pack up our tent, eh? Oh, yeah, that's right, you have to activate your bedroll to do so. Right, pack up. And right now, I am going to check if my recording's good and stuff. Right, and it does seem to be, actually, so Coolidge. Back to the game, and back to our adventures, eh? Right, so, if you hear if you hear my dad being angry in the background, well, it's my dad. Sorry about that. Right, we are going to Boulder Fall Cave this morning. By way of this road, we shall go up here to this road, and follow the road here around, follow the road here, go down to Boulder Fall Cave, then maybe stop at Shore's Stone, because it will probably be, early evening by that time, or later, I don't know. I don't know how long it's going to take to either get there or to run the place, but we better not just sit around here wondering and actually do it. Now, I knew I'd be thirsty as hell this morning, and now I am out of water, so, I should have bought a ton of food before I left, like a ton, because, I think that, Jade is suffering ill effects of being not fed and watered here. Oh yeah, that's right. I need to summon them so that they'll actually follow me. Right, you two, let's get going to Boulder Fall Cave and then back to Riften. And as I said, Jade, I will drop you off back at Riften, and I hope this trip will, and already has, instilled better self-worth in you. You helped kill a dragon, Jade. I think you were the one that brought it down as well. You are more competent than you believe, Jade. Right, so... Right, so up to this road, and you know what? Should I go ahead and, go to Iverstead and check it out? I mean, to be honest, I feel like Jakar wants to stay away from that place until he really feels he's ready to, take on the Greybeard's teachings, and he doesn't, so even though he's so close, he's kind of stubborn about this thing. He doesn't like the thought of being this, mystical dragonborn, this person that's supposed to save the world and everything and have all this power, and he doesn't like that kind of responsibility at all, and he doesn't understand why the gods must have given it to him at all. So he's gonna avoid Iverstead like the plague until he feels like he's ready to take on something, like, the Greybeard's training. He doesn't know what's in store for him, and he's just, he has a certain fear of the unknown, but it's metered by bravery to some extent, but he just is sort of afraid of what being the Dragonborn means, as far as he can tell, which means all this responsibility and power and people expecting so much of you, and by people I mean the entire population of Tamriel. I mean, he doesn't like being Dragonborn at all. You two following? Why is there a horse following us? Oh, that's oh, you know what? This will be a little out of character well, not really out of character, but not exactly roleplay friendly. Because Jade will magically have a horse somehow, but you know what? I'm gonna do this anyway. Because it'll just make it easier. And I don't know how Jakar's horse appeared, because I left him at the Riften stables on purpose. So I don't know what happened there, but... Right, so... let's say Jakar brought his horse along, and Jade had her own horse somehow. I don't know, I want to make this easier on us, and... Riding horses is a pretty good way to make it easier on us. I mean, I don't claim to have 100% realism, I want to tell Jakar's story, and that doesn't require having everything be completely and utterly lore-friendly and realistic, because at that point, gameplay is not as fun and more based on kind of tedium, to be honest, and, there's a certain point when trying to make a game world seem realistic is just, not necessary to convey a character, which is the whole point of this roleplay. I mean, the point of this roleplay is to be Jakar, not to be 100% accurate to if Tamriel was real, And I don't think any Let's Play has tried to do exactly that. So, I think I'm justified in making some kind of strange decisions, but I admit I make strange decisions that aren't exactly role-play friendly a bit more than the LPers I watch a lot of times. But you know what? It's my own LP, it's my own style, and I do things the way I want. And if you don't like it, then stop watching, I guess.